Welcome to the Authentically Elisa podcast, Reshaping Business with Integrity, the podcast where we explore how to run your business authentically and with integrity. I'm your host, Elisa Boogaerts, a business coach and launch manager, helping coaches launch their programs and events that align with their business values. Together, we'll uncover the secrets to building a successful business without sacrificing morals, ethics, authenticity, or heart. Let's dive in. Let's dive into today's episode. Today, we're going to be talking about money mindset and living authentically. And my amazing guest today is Carmen Cronquist. And Carmen is a business success coach, transformative healer, and globally recognized speaker. Carmen is a money mindset expert, business success mentor, and globally recognized keynote speaker who helps spiritually guided entrepreneurs break free from financial limitations and step into soul-aligned wealth. She's the creator of the Worth Code, and it's a framework, and she blends spiritual alignment with strategic business mastery to help clients dissolve money blocks, confidently sell high-ticket offers, and scale impact-driven businesses without burnout. With over 30 years of experience, Carmen has guided thousands into greater wealth, worth, and purpose. Welcome, Carmen. So good to have you.
Thank you, Elisa. I'm so grateful to be here.
I'm grateful to have you here too. So tell everybody, kind of how you got into this field of work and just why you're so passionate about it.
Well, I've been a counselor and a coach for 36 years, going on 37 years now. Wow. So I've been in the space of helping people. But the whole money mindset part and niche area happened about 10 years ago. So I had been coaching the corporate world. I'd also been in higher education. And the higher education was kind of the primary job. And I had a private practice on the side. And suddenly my job was cut.
Okay.
And it was this whole notion of, what do I want to focus on next? And all while I was coaching top leaders and also teaching at the higher education level, I was working with counselors to be. I really noticed a difference in the mindset. And it was really about, trading dollars for hours with the counselors versus I was working with millionaires in Fortune 500 companies who had a whole different mindset. And I became very fascinated with neuroscience and just how you could harness your mind to work to your advantage to create wealth more easily. So that was where I just started absorbing everything that had to do with prosperity and, dove into all the gurus and just became very fascinated with it. So much so that it became my mission and my passion and became my focus.
Nice. And what is that mission?
That mission is really to help people live their truth and own their worth at the highest level. To be clear about who they are and what their why is, to really wake up to the worth that they bring to the world, and to just really be able to live their soul's calling while realizing that wealth and abundance is really part of our spiritual mission, that we're able to have more of an impact in the world when we come at it from a space of prosperity versus scarcity.
Yeah, 100%. And I love that. I love how, I think it fits in perfectly with this podcast. Is all about being your authentic self. So when you can tap into your worth and what you're, sort of here to do and your purpose and even your own mission and really, know that you are worthy and really embodying that. And then from there, and you can be in that place as you scale your business and bring in more wealth and more wealth. And that's where the money mindset kind of comes in, because as you scale higher and higher, your money mindset needs to change. I know some people, I'm in one program and it's the world $1 million is in the title, and that actually triggers some people. They're like, well, I don't know, thinking about making $1 million freaks me out. So therefore I'm going to kind of sabotage it. Right. So it's even that, just the mindset of, some people feel okay with 100K. Do they feel okay with $500,000? 1 million, 2 million, and as you get higher up there, I think that you need to some people are strive for that, and some people get freaked out by it. So yeah, lots of mindset work there.
It's true. I really believe mindset is probably like your biggest business strategy to harness. Um, it's so important. It drives everything else. When most people think it's like hustle and effort and grinding, it really is. It starts with your mindset.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So yeah, so like I was saying, this season's all about scaling on your terms. So how have you scaled on your terms?
Well, um, for me, it was really coming up with my own unique methodology and trademarking that to really have something unique to put out there into the world. That's what helped me. And I want to explain what that is. It's called the worth code.
Yeah,
And the W stands for wake up your why. So it's really activating your divine purpose and your mission. And it's really remembering why you're really here and reconnecting to your soul's calling, not just what you do, but who you came here to be. So, really getting in touch with that identity. The O is
yeah,
owning your value. And this is where I work with my clients to help them clear out fear, imposter syndrome, self sabotage, but also ancestral programming that gets in the way
mm,
so that you have unshakable trust and belief in your value. And then the R stands for replacing old programming, because if you're going to clear out that head trash, you got to bring in something new.
yeah,
And this is all about rewiring your mindset, your energy, and your identity, your self concept, so that you're really aligned with wealth and expansion. And as you were talking about earlier in this program, getting freaked out at certain money levels, this is helping you upgrade so that you're comfortable receiving more. The T is for turning your purpose and your passions into profit. And this is where I help people create the high ticket offers that are aligned and irresistible and really, on target with their purpose and their passion. And then the H of that worth code is all about harnessing divine systems and visibility. So this is where I help people expand their impact through aligned strategy and soul-led systems so that they're not doing more and feeling burned out, but that they're really picking the strategies that offer them the greatest ability to maximize their impact with ease
yeah.
and flow. So
Love
that
that.
was the trigger for me is coming up with my own methodology that I could put out to the world and have something I think really unique to offer to help others achieve that. Because I think having money in the hands of good-hearted, soul-led people is part of my mission, because that's one way to change the world.
100%. Yes, yes, absolutely. What an amazing mission. Love it, love it. And one thing that kind of popped in my head was you were going through the different letters, like um, with the R, right? And like really stepping into, this new identity, this new you. And I feel like I've seen it with some entrepreneurs where, if they have a new product or service, and even if it's, say it's like a new software, for example, and they haven't actually like it's the like MVP of it, like, the minimum viable product of it is done and people are using it, but they, are taking to the next level, but they're actually selling the next part of it before it's been created. And they're just like embodying that. They're being like, no, I'm a person and this is my software and this is what it does. And they're building towards that. Of course, they need the funds. So they're selling it, and then getting people in and then developing it as they go. But they come out talking about this is what it is. And they talk about sort of like that, like what they're striving towards. And I was even thinking about me when in 2026, I really want to, like, I have an amazing idea for my business where I want to take it. And I got some like big networking events coming up. And I was like, no, I'm just going to show up as that person. Like that is my business now. And that's where I'm going. And then that's how those conversations can start. And as I bring in those clients for that, the ball will be rolling and it'll be ready by then. So yeah, really just stepping into that.
It's the whole concept of being your future self now is
Mm,
what you're just sharing. Is that if you go back to Stephen Covey, the whole begin with the end in mind. and then
Yeah.
work backward and re-engineer, so that you are planning for that. But it can really start with up-leveling your identity so that you're that future person now, and that you take those aligned actions in accordance with how you see yourself achieving that goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can do that at any level and every level as you scale and as you grow. But let's talk about some common sort of limiting money beliefs that you see in your work and how people can reframe it.
Oh,
What's one of those
well,
most common ones?
um, I have a number of them. Oh my, because the certain ones come up so frequently. The number one is worthiness. People feeling like they're not worthy of wealth unless they struggle or work hard enough to be deserving of it.
Yeah.
And that was mine. So I picked that one first because it's one that I myself have had to overcome. Because I grew up on a farm where your self concept, your worth on that family farm was equated to how much effort did you put in, not just that you were worthy as a person. So I think a lot of people think it's just all about working harder, working, just the effort, and not feeling like, hey, I'm worthy of wealth. Other
Right.
ones that come up, um, people that don't feel safe with money. This has been one that has come up recently. I worked with a woman who was from Colombia, and she didn't feel safe with money because in her country, you could be a target, you could be robbed, you could be kidnapped. Um,
Mm,
so if you were somebody seen to have wealth, that put you as a target. Um, some people are afraid that they're going to turn into a selfish, greedy, unethical person because that's what they've seen in the movies or the media.
yeah.
Sometimes wealthy people are portrayed as you know, these villains, right?
Right.
And people who don't have wealth can be equally unethical and greedy and all of that. And so people are afraid that they'll turn into somebody they're not, or sometimes they stay small because they're afraid they won't fit in anymore with their family and friends.
Right.
I'm going to stay small and I'm going to be stuck in my story because where am I going to belong if I were to
Mm.
do that? And you
Yeah. And so
probably,
how do we reframe like those last two that you just talked about? They're kind of related. Either they're worried about, yeah, like, their current tribe and maybe losing people, but then also the other one about that they might turn into somebody that they don't want to be. So how can people reframe that so that to reframe that limiting belief?
um, I think realizing you don't have to stay in somebody else's story
Yeah.
of being small, and that you came here, we all came here to grow and expand, that we all come with soul lessons, right? And we're not here just to stay stuck or stagnant. And so, I always say, success loves company, and so does misery, right?
Yeah.
So surround yourself with a mastermind or successful people that bring you up and realize, hey, you can still fit into your family, but you might have to up level some of those friendships if people are bringing you down. If people are jealous or envious or kind of casting digs on you because of your success. Um, I think it's having boundaries too, and deciding what you're willing to tolerate. Are you willing to tolerate being shamed for being prosperous and being successful? Um,
Right.
no. And I think the other one, about we talked about tribe and what was
Like
the one?
not wanting to be turning into somebody you don't want to be, being that
Right.
villain,
I,
awful
I
rich
think
person.
I think we all have a choice as to what are our values. What is our core purpose? What are the values that we subscribe to? And I don't think those naturally have to change because you're more wealthy.
Right.
I think you're able to be more generous and offer more to the world if you have wealth and abundance. So it's just deliberately choosing what are my values as I scale and grow and expand in my success and in my prosperity.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it can be that simple. It can be that simple. Stay where you are, know your worth. Yeah, and just know who you are and that you can choose, right? And stay aligned to your values.
You can choose some stuff is subconscious. This is where I get into helping
I was
people
just
with
going to ask that. Like, how do we do that with, for certain financial success? Like, how can we reprogram our subconscious?
Ooh, okay. Well, I can tell you how I do it to help another person, and
Yeah. How do you do it?
I can help people with how they do it for themselves. And I always like to
Okay.
give a twofer because I want to equip people with the ability to make those changes on their own.
Mm,
I think it's, doing energy testing, becoming aware of what are your dominant money stories? What were the money stories you were handed to? Which ones kind of got trapped into your subconscious? And you can do energy testing to see if you have certain programming. Energy testing is kinesiology. It is really tapping into your intuition and your higher self. And there are a lot of different ways to do that. Harder to do this on a podcast that's only audible, where I can't show you. But pendulums, um, there are different ways to do energy testing to see if you carry certain programs in the subconscious level. But I think just even doing a deep meditation where you go within and you really ask yourself, what's my biggest money block or block to success that comes up? I'm going to just share one that I had with a client real recently,
yeah.
and we dug really deep where I kept asking questions to get deeper. And for me, I don't want to get into your story because people are addicted to their stories. They get a
Right.
dopamine hit from them. So I'll ask a lot of who, what, where, why questions to get deeper. And his bottom line belief was he was afraid that he would be a disappointment or a failure to God or be rejected by God if he had
Mm,
money.
right.
And I knew we hit a deeper, the bottom line one. He started crying. There was a lot of emotion that came out. And so I was asked the question, first, what was the lesson and the gift in that? How did that serve you? Because some of these crappy belief systems were survival. They got
Yeah.
us to where we are now. There was a positive in them. So it's understanding like the lesson, and then are you ready to release it?
Hmm.
And then what do you want to replace it with? And when I'm with a person working on this, we're both back into a theta state because our brain is programmed primarily when we're in a theta state from birth to age 7. And so I do a meditation with my clients where we get back into that theta state. And in that theta state, which is where you are when you're falling asleep, when you're in meditation, that's when you're able to be the most powerful recreator.
Hmm.
And we replace that old programming. Now, how do you do it for yourself? So I promised you a twofer, right? I feel like I'm talking too much here, but
No, you're good. This is awesome.
I promised you a twofer. So I call this the one command process. And this is you get into a theta state, you get into a meditative state, and you just say, Creator, I don't know how it's possible for me to achieve beyond 6 figures and step into my wealthiest identity where I can receive more. I only know that it's my truth now, and I am deeply fulfilled. And then you allow that change to happen. And what you're doing is you're telling your subconscious, hey, I don't know how it's possible, but your subconscious is like Google. It's like this big, operating system where it's going to go find the solution to that problem. I don't know how it's possible, but you're claiming what's true for you now. And your subconscious doesn't know time. It doesn't know if it's now or yesterday or in the future. You're claiming it now. it's my truth now and I'm deeply fulfilled. And then you download it. And I always just say, I wait for the witnessing and the feeling of that change to happen and give gratitude for it.
Wow. That's so, so awesome. I absolutely love that. And that's so, it's so simple. It's a great little phrase, and really just spending that time and getting quiet and recognizing it and downloading it and then feeling the shift. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That was amazing. I'm going to go
You're
try that
welcome.
because, like I was just saying, I'm stepping into this new me. So I'm going to definitely do that later today.
Yeah, I don't know how it's possible for me to be, the new identity that you claim, but I only know it's my truth now and I'm fulfilled. And then you wait for your DNA to rewire because, you're making it so. You're harnessing both your higher self and your subconscious, but you're also aligning with divine energy of the creator. And we're all here as powerful creators.
We are indeed. Absolutely. And so I guess we kind of like talked on this a little bit. And like, so the last question I want to ask you is, what role does intuition and that energetic alignment play in making money and scaling?
Um, for me, I say intuition is your highest business strategy because it tells you when to act, what to release, and where and when you're out of alignment. And so
Mm,
it ensures that you're not leaking energy through doubt, overthinking, misaligned offers, self sabotage, doubt, fear, imposter syndrome, all the kind of stuff that can trip you up.
all the things.
Because money responds to clarity and congruence. So when your energy is clean, your message lands, and I think clients feel it more instantaneously.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. 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 We definitely need to tap into that intuition and let go of all those things right now. We're actually, I don't know how long, maybe it's been a year on and off, working on positive intelligence and that whole like, and they call it PQ for short. And it's like really recognizing, he calls them the saboteurs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, recognizing that and being like, no, I see you, saboteur. I see the sabotage coming up. I see the self doubt. I see, and actually all that's a lie because it's just coming from a place of fear. And stepping into like a higher, more positive frequency and, and having your intuition recognize that and being like, oh, okay, that's not actually true. This is true. And kind of shifting it to a more positive thing and just realizing that, yeah, that's all going to be there. But yeah, you can, all that stuff that can get in the way, you can shift out of it.
And your biggest saboteur is the judge.
Yeah.
I know all about the PQ, and the judge is going to tell you, it's going to find fault with you. It's going to find fault with other people, and it's going to find fault with circumstances that you find yourself in. And
Yeah.
so realizing it's lying to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you don't need that story. And so,
Don't
yeah,
need that
especially when you talk
story.
about making money and stepping into that, all that's going to pop up. And so you can just really have that awareness, use your intuition to be like, nope, I'm not listening to you. This is what I want to hear and what I want to step into.
Exactly.
Um, well, this has been so awesome. I'm so excited. Thank you so much again for sharing that phrase that people can use and really take away today to step into their new identity as they scale. So where can our listeners find you online?
Well, my business is called Intentionality, and you can find me under my website, which is intentionalityconsulting.com. You can find me, Carmen Cronquist, on LinkedIn, Facebook. I do have a business page under Facebook as well. I'm on Instagram. Um, I do have a YouTube channel, but it's still kind of a newbie. So I wouldn't necessarily send people there just yet until I get more out there. But that's where you can find me. And I welcome everybody to connect with me. I'd love to get to know you and love to have a conversation on how I can help you live your truth and own your worth.
Thank you. And to finish us off, do you have any final words of wisdom?
Yes. Just remembering that you don't attract wealth by becoming more. You really attract it by remembering who you already are because your worth is inherent. So when you align with your divine purpose, when you honor your time and you trust your inner authority, money flows as a natural extension of your impact. So wealth is not something that you chase, it's something that you allow. And we're all powerful creators. So remember that. And you can create by design or by default, but we're always creating. So create something good, create something magical and powerful, and leave your legacy in the way that you want to be remembered.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that so much. And thank you for being here today. This has been a wonderful conversation. I've like thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be here.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope it inspired you to live a more authentic life. I'd love your help in inspiring more people to live authentically. So please follow, rate, and leave a review so we can create a ripple effect of authenticity. Until next time, stay true to you, be bold, and thrive on your own terms. This is Elisa, signing off authentically.